Today we're going to go over how to do a regular transaction within Lightspeed Retail. To do so, make sure you go into the Sales tab on the top left-hand side over here. From that point, you're going to want to go ahead and click on New Sale. Now this sales screen here is going to differ from the one on the iPad. So this tutorial is going to mostly be for those of you who are using a PC or a Mac as your primary use of the system. Within this section, you have the blue bar at the top that is completely related to customers and customer information. So we could see which customer is associated with the sale. We could search for existing customers by either name or phone number or email address, or you can add a brand new customer into the system over here. Now, if you do not track customer information, that's fine. You are able to proceed with a sale without attaching a customer. But if you're supposed to take customer information in, you could go ahead and click on New, and then fill in whichever fields are required. Now, within the system, there's no absolute fields that you need to fill in. It's mostly due to whatever your managers or what the owners are saying that you should be collecting. So from this point, we can add a first name, and then I could choose to add anything like an address, an email, or a phone number and associate it with this profile. Once you're done, click Attach to Sale, and this will save the customer into the system and associate them with this transaction. Now, in terms of adding items onto the sale, there are a number of ways you can go about this. The most common would be to scan your UPC. The cursor automatically defaults into this box, so if you do scan a UPC, it should automatically add it onto the transaction. Now, say your item does not have a barcode or the barcode isn't working, there are other ways. One of those ways would be to type in a specific name of an item that you're looking for. So if I add this in, it's going to add the specific item that relates to that name and add a quantity of 1 onto the transaction. Now, say I don't know the specific name, but I know in general what this item is, you can also search for an item with a keyword. By putting in a keyword here, it will bring up any items that are associated with that keyword, and then I could choose which of these I would want to add, or I can add multiple if I wanted to. With these items on the transaction now, the last way you could search for your inventory is just by hitting search on the top left-hand side without typing anything in. From this point, you could browse everything from within your system, and you would also be able to choose a specific category, brand, or vendor if you wanted to. Now that we have our items on our sale, if we need to apply any discounts, there are 2 ways to go about that. The first of which would be on the bottom right-hand side where we would click on Apply Discount. Now, this is only useful if you would like to apply a discount to everything on the transaction. So from here, I could click Apply Discount, and then from my list, I can drop this down and choose which discount I would want to apply. Now, this list is being pulled from your settings, so if you do not have any discounts available, you will need to go into Settings and Discounts and get the discounts created there first. Now, the other way to apply a discount would be by clicking on the name of the item itself. And from within here, I can go to Discount and then choose a discount just for this one item. You'll notice that this allows me to do a dollar amount off or percentage off the item as well. So say it's 15% off. I can select that, hit Save on the bottom right-hand side, and then this will be saved onto my transaction. From this point, I am left with a balance on the right-hand side. With this particular balance, I'm going to want to take payments. So to take a payment within the system, we would click the green payment button over here. And then from this point, I could take payment either with gift card, with cash, check, credit card, debit card, whichever payment methods you accept in store. This may appear slightly different to you if you have integrated payment processing. That would mean that you would have a credit debit button up here that would apply the entire amount onto a terminal that you would use to pass the card. If you do not have that button up here, if you have credit and debit listed as I do, that means you're non-integrated, which doesn't mean that there's a world of difference. It just means that you're manually entering this amount on the payment terminal, having the customer pay for it, and then afterwards you can click Max to mark that it has been paid in full. Now, say a customer wanted to split a payment, that's no problem. You could go ahead and choose this, say they gave me $50 in cash, and the balance they put on debit. You're able to split payments within Lightspeed, and we could divide this among multiple payment types. Now, in regards to the cash, you can type into the cash box over here. You could hit max if they're giving exact change, or you can use these boxes. Say that they gave me $200 cash. I could enter $200 by clicking these buttons, and then it will let me know how much change to give to my customer. Now that my balance is 0, I can finish the sale. If ever there's a balance remaining, I will not be able to finish the sale until this is at 0. So, finish the sale, which brings us to our final step, which would be to print out our receipt. Now, it should default to your printer, which means you can just hit print and then print it there. But if you would like to print a gift receipt, or email a receipt to a customer, you could cancel out of that previous screen and do so from within here. If they do not want the receipt, that's fine. You could cancel it and then immediately start a new transaction.